to talk to us about motorcycle safety today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show. It was nice listening to your introduction. You had my mind going here 100 miles an hour. Mr. Softy's actually a great episode on Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
There's a great episode for everything on Seinfeld.
They're all great.
Let me write that down because I want to go check that one out.
It was actually Kramer. He was traumatized by Mr. Softy.
Oh, of course he would be.
There've been a few very strange episodes revolving Mr. Softy.
On Seinfeld or just in...
No, just in general across the board.
yeah.
You know, you've had some of those sci-fi
Well, he's been
episodes.
in our lives, in the part of all of our lives on some level.
And some of those Mr. Softy
In
guys
every
were kind
neighborhood,
of rough
there's a
looking,
guy.
you know.
I didn't want to say creepy, but I guess we can go down that.
Yeah, they were
They
kind
could
of rough
get
looking,
creepy.
you know.
They could
They
get-
kind of, what do you want? No, I don't have sprinkles. Go
Okay.
away, kid.
Alex,
That's how it was.
I opted, Ellie told me that I need somebody that can help me with motorcycle safety as we head into, and I just know a lot of bikers, as it were. And we're not talking mini bikes, folks, we're talking the real things, the real deals, the Harleys. And of course, others, I guess, we shouldn't discriminate,
Indians.
but I always hear that the Harleys are the real bikers, but.
I have a Honda and a Harley.
Okay, good, then we do not discriminate on
Not
this
at all.
show, thank you, good to
Not
know,
at all.
good to know, I just wanted to, I don't want to be
Yamaha.
insensitive to the bikers out there. But I appreciate you coming in and helping us go through some of that stuff. And I hope
Thank you.
that we can give you plenty of time to talk to us about motorcycles and, of course, safety as we head into the 4th of July. And also, if there's any biker events going on for the 4th of July and any old time of, let's just talk biking. Let's get on.
Well, 4th of July events, probably anywhere but South Florida. It's probably 100 degrees every time you jump out on the bike. So
Really?
It's a little difficult to start riding this time of year. And as you can see when I was trying to come into the studio here,
Yeah.
the rainstorm came out of nowhere. So for the last 10 minutes, it looks like it's only raining in your parking lot.
Now,
and the rest of
did
the
you
city-
bike here?
No, I have to go to work and I'll
Okay.
report later today.
All right then. Okay. So, talk to me about any particular biking safety issues that we should.
I think the first they should always tell everyone is your ability to ride.
Okay.
Everyone seems to think they know how to ride. Everyone tells you I've been riding for 20 years, and my answer is that doesn't mean you know how to ride well.
And when did you get your first bike?
2005, a Honda Goldwing.
A Honda?
Huge, massive motorcycle. It's the size of a car.
And why did you want to be a biker?
It goes back to something I always wanted to do. Actually, my first blog I ever wrote about that was I came across a Honda Goldwing when I was maybe 7, 8 years old. And when I saw that they had a motorcycle that actually had a cassette tape player back
Wow.
then, I'm
I know.
aging myself at this point, I said, I gotta have that. And so sure enough, 2005 is when I said, let me get that Goldwing. So it was just something I always wanted, and I'm glad I did. It's something, it's really a hobby that I'm very passionate about.
Did it have a CD player by that time?
Yes, I
Okay,
actually
okay.
had, the Goldwing has like a little trunk in the back, and I had a 5-disc CD changer. My
Oh,
car
yeah.
didn't have that, but my motorcycle did, so go figure.
Super cool.
Is that a film? Are you watching a movie on this bike? Danny has his
You
RV
could.
bike. Now, they have trailers and stuff. I was looking into that, and we're gonna just go off track here for a second. But they have trailers for bikes now and stuff like that. You can like
They
have
had,
your own little excursion.
yes, they
I
have
love it.
the trailers where you can pack it up with all your clothes.
And your dog.
The lady here to your right had
Hi.
her first
Hello.
motorcycle event with me for 2 days that we were just going to motorcycle rally, the Key West Poker Run. She took 7 pairs of sandals. Sorry, honey, I have to
7
mention that.
pairs of
But
sandals.
that's the point of taking these long trips. So I'm getting the evil eye over there.
Now, are you wearing these sandals while you're on this bike? Oh,
She doesn't
No.
do that anymore. She
okay.
got
'Cause
it.
that would seem
She
painful.
learned.
No,
That would seem uncomfortable.
It's hot.
It's
It's
called
hot.
boots.
It's very hot.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
They also have now actually like little, I want to say like camping trailers that you
Mhm.
can just tow on your bike and go camping wherever you go.
All right.
So
then.
yeah, they have a little bit of everything for the motorcycle market these days.
Now, what's going on for the 4th of July for bikers in town? And like any big festive,
Nothing in that regards, no one's throwing a big party, there's no motorcycle rallies, like I said. The only thing that really happens down in South Florida during the summer, again, because of the temperature and the heat, is the Key West Poker Run. But the Poker Run apparently might be canceled this year, first time in I don't know how many decades. There seems to be a lot of political stuff going
I
on
was
down
gonna
in
say,
Key
why
West.
is
but
that?
But,
Do we
well,
tell then? No.
yeah. So it seems there's some issues going on there, so that's the only thing that might be coming up sometime soon. Other than that, I'm sure bikers will be out there riding, just it's a day off, so they'll be out on the road, just having a good time before they go over to your house for La Cajachina.
Right.
Give out your address, so.
Actually, yeah, I have bikers that come by because I have a farm, so everybody kind of comes and
Okay.
hangs out. But
Really?
I was, yeah, I do.
I did not know.
My question to you is, and I'm sure that a lot of people who are beginning biker aficionados, the helmet law.
Mhm.
Can you give us a little bit about that? Because there seems to be, kind of like a back and forth about this.
Well, you're not required to wear a helmet if you have health insurance. The problem is, most people probably don't have health insurance, or they stop paying, or whatever the story may be. So at the end of the day, if you do get pulled over by a police officer, they will give you a ticket. The problem is the citation has no points attached to it, so it's just basically a fine, nothing really happens. But of course, if you hit someone, or someone hits you and there's not enough insurance, and that's when you're gonna have the problem. And I know a lot of bikers have had that issue where the other person didn't have enough car insurance, and they didn't have insurance on their motorcycle, so now they don't have any more money to fix the bike, and they stop riding. So.
What
you should
about
defi-
health though? I mean, really, it wouldn't, don't you think that, it's a common sense, which is quite uncommon, would tell you, if you've got children and you're putting your kids in helmets for their bicycles, wouldn't you as a responsible adult wear a helmet even though it is not required by law?
You guys are aware of the comedian Carlos Mencia?
Yes.
He always do that bit, ding, whatever, however it went. He once did an episode on the show where he's an avid motorcycle rider, and he had said, I always wear a helmet, and you know why? Because my head is not as hard as the road. And so I know bikers don't like to hear that. They like to hear I want the freedom and everything else. I don't ride without a helmet. It just doesn't make any sense to me. All the numbers are there statistically to prove that there's an increase of either brain injury, Gary Busey, we've seen how he ended up, and just increased medical bills. If not, death is a possibility. There's some people that advocate the opposite, but there's all these other studies. There's a reason why football players wear helmets.
What would be the reason not, do people have, my first reason, it's gonna mess up my hair, but other than that, what would be the reason that you wouldn't wanna wear a helmet? Other than Danny? I thought he had something interesting to say.
I think he was scratching his head.
Like Joe, to stay sane, that's why. But what other reasons do people generally have for
Really,
not?
the number one answer, believe it or not, is I like the freedom, I like to make my own choices. And I get to do whatever I want to do, and if that means I don't wear a helmet, then I don't wear a helmet.
All right then.
And that's fine, but they just understand
Okay.
the consequences of not wearing a helmet.
I think if that's the only, that's not even a good argument. Messing
No.
up my hair, that's a good argument. Come on.
Yeah, no,
No?
just, no. Well, Tim, it makes no, you want to protect yourself. And the other thing is clothing. That's another question. How many people have I seen, real bikers, and individuals who've been riding bikes for a long time, you will always see them with boots, jeans, some sort of shirt, whether it's 100 degrees or not, a leather vest of some sort to protect the body,
Yeah.
helmet, and of course the goggles that go with the helmet. Now, you're riding up Route 27, which is right through the Everglades. You got every kind of bug coming at you. Your car, by the way, is trashed with bugs, so can you imagine you and your bike? How can you justify being in shorts, a t-shirt, and sneakers while riding a bike?
We hit the brakes on that. We're gonna take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk more about that. It's motorcycle safety. It's just motorcycles in general today. It's a biker day on a Thursday afternoon. It is afternoon. Go for it. I'm Wanda Miles. You're listening to The Life on 880 The Biz.